I'm back as a VTuber because no one said anything, so I'll just assume. I'm flopped. I'm so flopped, guys. Please help me. Okay, so this guy died. What? Okay. What the fuck the sheriff's doing there? Man, okay. Yamaguchi's corpse stretches loosely on the floor of the library. In contrast to his sloppy body, it was droopy. His pupils were loose and he felt empty. This is... this is a man's death. I mean, what else would it be? I've seen it many times already. Real people dying. Yamaguchi, you were the one who we talked to just yesterday. I mean... Yuki, you're tripping. There's no time to be sad. Even for Yamaguchi. We must find out who made him like this. I've started to investigate Yamaguchi's body. I felt something hard and cold. Okay. According to the Monochrome file, it is said that he was cut off by something sharp. I mean... Indeed, there was a terrible wound that I could see it with my eyes open. How would you see it with your eyes closed? Yamaguchi's neck was completely cut off from the back to the front, but it was surprising it wasn't cut completely, but barely a piece of flesh was left attached. I put up with the nausea that came up and looked at the wound. I've heard that the injured area is ravenously torn by something like a knife or tool that's usually roughened. What is up with the... Okay, but in Yamaguchi's case it was cut neatly, as if you were cutting paper with a cutter knife. Huh. He can't see anymore, so terrible. Poor Yamaguchi is feeling a lot of blood, like Tomori. Huh? As my stomach was shaking inside, I suddenly felt uncomfortable. Surely, blood in the library is no joke. It ran from the corridor to the body, Yamaguchi, and it was also protruding from Yamaguchi's body. Yamaguchi's neck doesn't bleed anymore. Looking at the Monokuma file, it said that there were no other visual trauma. Okay. And this tremendous amount of blood flows from the neck only. 840. Immediate death is certain. But why is the blood no longer flowing out from his throat? Right. Words of Inari, who is no longer here. It seems that after the heart stops, blood circulation also stops. If so, in this case of immediate death, the blood should flow even less. But isn't it too early? In a similar case, when I investigated Tomori's corpse, there was a little blood coming out from her. However, in contrast, Yamaguchi's body looked very dry already. It's been less than an hour since blood has spilled, but the body already dries up? Yeah, I don't think so. I knew something was wrong, but there was no way to think about it anymore because there wasn't Inori or Kinjo who had a professional insight on these moments. Fuck Kinjo, man. Inori can't speak to us anymore, but Kinjo is still alive. I should ask him if he wakes up. If he wakes up. Imagine he doesn't. Why is my screen... Right, okay. Killing two people at the same time. How heinous is this person? This killer. Of course it's not me. Don't doubt it. I don't, buddy. Look at you. Damn it. Yamaguchi and Inori were dead. I couldn't even say goodbye. Even so, we have to survive for them. Okay. He locked in. Let's do some more research. There may be something in the bookshelf. So leave this place to me. That's suspicious. That's weird. Okay, this blood. What is this blood spot? Yeah. Right next to me is Yamaguchi, whose blood goes all around the library. You mean to the door? It's not all around. It's not that strange that there could be blood spots in the library following this idea, but this blood spot looked kinda different. It's the only one away from Yamaguchi's corpse. This blood spot is... Hey, Maida, what are you doing sitting on the floor? You're pissing me off, bro. How do I love you, but you're pissing me the fuck off. Oh, Kabashikawa, do you know where this blood stain comes from? Oh, right, that's where Kinjo fell. Oh, this is the place you found him? Well, when we entered the library, Yamaguchi was there as you can see, and Kinjo was lying in that position and unconscious. You didn't know because you didn't see Kinjo here. That's right. I heard that Kinjo was struck in the head and bleeding, but you mean he spilled this much blood? You thought it was a joke? I thought he had to disinfect and bandage him, so it's okay for now. But at first I thought he was really dead. Kinjo was lying in this position. Then I can't imagine that Kinjo knocked down, so... When and how to... Okay. Obvious malice, yeah. If he wakes up, he keeps saying if, not when. Yeah, let's go to the others, buddy. Tyra. Oh, Maeda. Tyra, what are you doing? Is there something in the hallway? Well, that's not exactly right. The smell of blood still is there, and as I keep looking at the body, I just get sick of it. Oh, that. Are you okay? You don't have to overdo it. Oh, no. Everyone is working hard. I can't be the exception. The class trial will start soon. It's alright. Then, why don't you answer a few questions for me, Taida? Oh, you want to ask me something? Yes, when Kurokawa, Uehara, and I went to investigate the third floor, would you like to tell me what happened on the second floor at that time? Yeah, she should know from this at least. Almost at the same time the BDAs rang, Kinjo fainted. It's full of holes that my own eyes didn't see. Oh, okay, I can help in this. That's simple enough. But there's not much to tell. We, like Maeda-kun, were shaken when we found the body, and then we started investigating. Okay. I don't know if this has something to do with the case, Maeda-kun, but there's something. I was a little confused about. Is it okay to say it? Sure, what's that? Kanata-chan, you said you found her in the science lab, right? But I stopped by the science lab just before nighttime yesterday, too. However, at that time, the door was locked, too. Huh? The door to the science lab was locked? Yes. Do you think it's related to the case? It's true. The door didn't open even when we found Inori's body. It was blocked by something like a clasp. Even so, she said the door was already closed before nighttime began yesterday. I think I'll take that for reference. Thank you, Taira. Was I helpful? I'm glad then. Oh, by the way, why did you go to the science lab just before nighttime yesterday? Oh, that was because last night I did a bit of meeting when I tried to use the scissors on my wrist. Oh, were those scissors in the science lab? Yes, I was insane back then yesterday, so I went to the science lab to pick up the scissors. I understand. I get it now. Thanks, Taira. Before nighttime yesterday, the science lab was already closed. What does that mean? I'll have to check it out. Side-eye. Side-eye. Side-eyeing him. Uehara, is your body okay? Don't overdo it so much. No, it is not a deep wound, so do not mind it. By the way, have you seen the cell phone? Cell phone? You mean Maki's cell phone that you found on the third floor? I thought Uehara was keeping it. Yeah, I always kept it in my top pocket because I didn't know when I would need it, but now I realize that the phone is gone. It disappeared? When was the last time Uehara checked for the cell phone? It was at least until yesterday at night that I recall having it, but after my fainting, it was gone. Then that means the killer probably took it. That is a sinister premonition, but I'd agree. However, the cell phone doesn't seem important right now, because first we have to investigate. Yeah, so right now, there's my girlie's body. He literally tried to walk towards the science lab, but I was surprised, because the water from it was filling the corridor now. The water is still leaking from the science lab? It won't matter if I just go in, but from what Mikado warned me before, there's nothing to be cautious of. Okay. Hey, Mikado, can we step in now? Hey, incompetent, get out of the way quickly. You're obstructing the traffic. Oh, Mikado, you came here, but this water... Are you still talking? Would you get out of the way already? But, Mikado, you said we shouldn't touch the water a while ago. Why are you doing this? And if you're going there, wouldn't it be dangerous to enter there? It's fine to enter now, so feel free to go in. I've spoken to Monokuma earlier to put it away. Put it away? You'll know when you enter the science lab. Still, no one seems to be turning off the faucet. You guys really don't have a clue, do you? You don't even have Tsurugi Kinjo anymore. Put what away? The faucet? For the love of God, would you look directly with your own two eyes and think in your head at least? It would be nice if I could tell you everything, huh? Honestly, Yugi kinda dumb. She right for that. There's no point in being so irritating. Well, since Mikado said it's safe to walk in the water, I should be confident now. Like Mikado said, let's see what happened with my own eyes. My own... Oh my god. Oh my god. No. My girlie. An object next to Inori's body. When it can be found, yeah. Oh my god. The victim is Kanata Inori. The estimated time of death is about 8:35. The body was found in the science lab. The cause of death is electric shock. Yep. The body's internal organs have been burned through the wet body because of an electric current for a long time while being bound. We gotta kill whoever did this. Like, that co-worker that just has to go. Terrible. Not a drop of blood was shed, and yet this is the most terrible someone has done to a friend. Doing this to Inori, who is the smallest and weakest among us. The culprit behind this. It's fair to say that we're distressed to have to doubt another friend against will, but at this very moment, the undeniable anger that I feel has risen against this perpetrator, who I don't... yeah, okay. Different from Yamaguchi. He was presumed to have been killed by his neck with one blow, but Inori's case was just a victim that was killed in front of very Yona. What? Oh yeah, we heard her praying, her cries, her agony very clearly. I can't help but feel this anger, but it won't make any difference. Since it's just a Monokuma file that gives me information, I'll have to make use of this. 5 minutes earlier. Okay. Yeah, that's not very possible, is it? What's this? Let's turn that shit off. Oh my god. I was seeing Inari's body sinking in the water. It seemed like she was in tears. We're investigating the bodies of some of our dead friends with no time to grieve. However, without investigation, the killer has to be identified. In order to survive the class trial, I must investigate. For now, I decided to look at the body of Inori based on what was written on the Monokuma file. Inori's body was so terrible that you couldn't see it with your eyes open. So close your eyes. But for now, all of her clothes and skin were burned. Her whole body was fixed with several layers of box tape, and her hands were tied with ropes and hung from the table. Inori, in the state of being unable to move, suffered terrible pain and died. Damn it. I continued to investigate while swearing, where swearings reached all the ears. The tools that were used on Inori. I remember seeing box tapes in the art room. It seems, for whatever the reason, the art room is a place related to the incident. Other than that, I can only think of the fact that the faucet where she is tied to is the same table. There's my name is Skull and there's tools around us. Did they have anything to do with the case? Wax tape was tightly attached in her shoulders. 5 layers. Even a strong adult man would make it impossible to tear it off with their own strength. And also, it must have been even harder for Inori, who was small in size, to move. Was there any reason to tie Inori to this extent? Just the killer's idea? Would that be it? Looking at it that way, Inori has always been in the infirmary after it was opened. Maybe there's a cleaned up place too. Yeah. Hey. Oh, this is... Deep in the water pool of the science lab, I saw something that I had seen somewhere before. This was Maki's mobile phone? Probably. The cell phone that we had discovered on the first day when the 3rd floor was opened. I haven't seen any other phones, so Maki's would be the only one left. Why is the cell phone in this place? I looked at the sides, wondering, but as soon as I saw the screen, I noticed that this phone was not in normal condition. What? Why is the screen like this? The phone screen is crumpled with a mixture of purple and pink. The clock was turned into a strange language rather than numbers, and the buttons weren't fit properly. To simply put it in a word, it's broken. Well, it's only natural because it was underwater. I couldn't hide my disappointment, hoping that I might be able to fix this phone and get in touch with the outside world later on. No, right now the cholesterol should be the main priority. Anyway, does this mean that the mobile phone was used as some kind of tool for the incident related to this case? Thinking that way, I fiddled with the phone a little more. I noticed a small alarm indicator at the top of the screen. The alarm was set to 8:30, but now it's already off. Who set the alarm? Besides, at 8:30, this was just before we tried to open the site. Don't tell me! The light ponder is very likely that the phone was involved in the incident, because it was not only that, there was another tool attached to the phone strap. Bro! Oh! This is, if I'm not mistaken, this could be... It's a taser! An electric shortcut. It's Taser. I think it's also kind of called a stun gun. Yeah, stun gun. Whatever. Was also used. Yeah. More importantly than that is that this is far away from the crime scene. According to the medical file, Leonard's death was caused by electrocution, so probably definitive that this was the most likely murder weapon. Phone strap. Although that's not the only weird thing. Think about it. If the weapon was a stun gun, it means that the killer struck an area with the subject. But then contradictions show up, such as, bro, are you fucking dumb? Obviously, they used the alarm to make it go up. Oh my god. No, there's nothing that suggests that the killer can only attack directly to their victim. Perfective crime scene. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so... yeah, do I have to go... I'm not gonna... Can I turn it off now? Is it... yeah. Anyways, anything more in here? No, right? Oh my god, I have to go over here. Bye, Mikado, I'm not talking to you. I don't know if y'all can hear, but it does a little funny sound. Beep, 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 beep. I should probably not do that. Art room. Where's art room? Art. I'm sorry for being dumb. Satsuki! Hey, you keep the hallway is a water bath, and the art room is full of bloody lockers. Why is everything so bad? It seems the corporate design planned the crime by going from place to place. That's a very intelligent killer. I wonder if Satsuki can win against such a mighty opponent. I'm a little worried. Okay. Well, that's not blood, is it? Yeah. That's where Mikado was found. Yeah, the killer did all this, man. Trust. This bloody locker. However, it's pretty difficult not to miss it. The blood is also dried. You know what it did? Yeah. Yamaguchi. Yuki is just... bro. Okay, bloody locker. I'm skipping through the investigation. I don't care, honestly. Okay. Anything with blood? This is not blood, right? Yeah, that's not. Anything else that might serve as something? No. Where's everyone? Should I go here? Anyone here? At all? No. Okay, bye. Where the fuck is everyone? Maybe down here? I'm not talking to you, bro. Dog. Oh, the infirmary, right. The infirmary. I gotta go to the infirmary. You're not getting a word out of you right now. Trust. Okay. This is your infirmary, right? Oh! Our hubby! It's our hubby! I can climb on the bed with him. Hubby. There's no way Kendra will just finish here. When will you wake up? We're in a lot of trouble without you. Hubby. He looks so cute when he's not talking and not awake and not causing trouble. Actually. Anything worth... True! Huh? No, wait. We didn't have any transfusion packs. Yay. Who used that? Wait. That makes sense. That makes sense, actually. Okay, so how do you expect... Okay. How do you expect me to... Okay. Anyone here? Okay. What am I supposed to investigate now? Who do I need to talk to? Can we skip the trial? I already know everything I need to know. Computer lab? No, this room is literally not important ever. I have to talk to you. Kurakawa, you came down to the first floor. Did you figure out something? You think she's gonna tell you? Kurakawa? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't think so. Goodbye. I'm not talking to you. You're on my prime suspect list. You're weird. This is... Ayame! Ayame! No one is here, right? Kind of forgetting what the rooms are for. No one's in the classrooms, bro. Why would you be in the classroom? Maybe that's what the killer would think. Let's get the blood. Yeah, oh, trail of blood. Yeah. Oh my god, stop talking about somebody, bro. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Huh? What the bro, what the fuck? It just... It means that there was blood here before Yamaguchi fell. Is that right though? However, Inori didn't see... Yeah. It's Yamaguchi's. Library bloodbath. Are we done? Can we go now? Anyone in the classroom? No, of course not. Where is everyone? Are they all dead already? Do I have to talk to Mikado? I really don't want to. You didn't follow me, did you? At least you listened when you came in here, you know? Now, the reason why I told you not to touch the water, and why this place became full of water. Yeah, but Mikado, I wanted to ask you something different from this. You think I'll answer? I'm serious here. I really have a question. It was when you were in the yard room locker. You asked me to show you my hand as soon as you left the locker, right? Why did you do that? I won't answer this, however. This is just simple safety. No matter what happens, the only thing that lives on is insurance. It is the minimal precautions needed. Insurance? The two of us aren't close enough to explain every phrase to you, am I right? Well, don't worry. The psycho cop won't be able to serve you this time, so you should have an insurance release. When you guys feel so clueless that you got no ways to go in the verge of death, if this aspect shows up in the trial, then I'll show you my last trump card. So please make sure that doesn't happen. Okay. Is it over? Is the investigation over? What else do we need to see? Oh, the door! What's this? Wooden stick. Yeah. Wooden board. Bruh. Right. It's the yard room. What does that have to do with anything? Cloth. The fuck? Inori's white coat? What? I'm so confused. Right, what even happened here? What the fuck? Okay, and for some reason, we'll investigate it. Was it? Against the blaster on the right. It's an illusion. One little dot. Yeah. Yay, we're doing the class trial. Kenjo! Kenjo, you're awake. Maeda. Are you okay? What about your bandages? It wasn't a thin wound from what I've heard. Now is not the time to bother about that. Maeda, did a murder happen? No, buddy, too did. Yeah, just a little while ago. The class trial will begin soon. Kenjo, I'm glad you woke up. I'm sorry, but I don't have time to relax. I have to see the scene of the case before the trial starts. Maeda, did you do some research? Do you know where the scene is? Yes, you should start with the library, science lab, the art room, and the infirmary. Okay, thanks. Kenjo, wait a minute. What's wrong? I'm sorry, but like I said before, I don't have much time right now. If I go to the trial without knowing what the case is, it's over. I'll talk to you later. But what I'm trying to ask you right now is related to the investigation. If it's okay. Yeah, okay. How the hell did you pass out? I saw a bloody Yamaguchi. I saw blood coming from the library, so I went to investigate. Yamaguchi was collapsed on the floor in blood. No matter how much I see corpses, I couldn't hide my surprise. Taking that little pause is their chance to want to attack me from behind. I don't have any memories after that. Wait, you're talking about yesterday at nighttime, right? Yeah? What I mean is, Yamaguchi was lying on the floor bloody since yesterday at night? Correct. If you walk around on the scene right away, you'll notice it. So Yamaguchi. Is that right? Yeah. Not only Yamaguchi, Inori also died. What? Inori too? The culprit in this case is not a simple person. They're a heinous mind that killed 2 people in a single day. This damn asshole. I'll definitely catch this being and punish them. You should go and do some more research for that too, so I'll leave now, Maeda. This is actually good though. Kenjo managed to wake up. Will he be okay? Time is already. Kenjo mentioned that he saw Yamaguchi collapse, but Yamaguchi's time of death is around morning hours. Was he unconscious until the killer showed up again? Bloodied and abandoned until the morning after? No. Miracles like the Modi don't happen twice. Still, what Kenjo has said would be a clue to something, so it's good to put that into notice. Yeah. Let's get to the class trial. Time's up, but what about Kenjo? Okay, Yuki, stop talking about Kenjo, please. Oh my god, Maeda-kun, you're here. There's like 5 of them. Are you the last one? Then the Chincho never managed to open his eyes. What do you mean, Kenjo isn't here? What are you talking about? Did Kenjo wake up? I met with Kenjo just before I got here. Is that true? Thank goodness Kenjo woke up. But I can't see him. It's a matter of language to not have a class trial without properly investigating in his own personality. However, it's time for the meeting. But he is late because he wants to investigate as much as possible. Isn't that so? That's so like Kenjo indeed. No way. But what if Kenjo is a culprit in this case? What is this nonsense deja vu again? Teruya, are you just saying that because they're late? Think about it and tell me. Why not? It could happen, right? What? Kinjo can be the culprit? Wouldn't it be more fun then? Psycho God probably goes to murder with their own hands. Haha. Mikado agrees with my opinion, friends, so it wouldn't be strange if the universe explodes. Strangely, it's more scary when Mikado says it. What do you enjoy so much about this, Mikado? Did you forget? In the class trial you could die. I had hoped that you would change at least a little, but you're still the same as ever. Because I know the killer and the trick even before going to the trial. All that's left is watch you shovel their grave, right? Huh? You already know who the killer is? Who is it? Bro, she's not gonna tell you. It's the third time. Why should I tell you, idiots? Don't worry, I'll watch you shoveling and struggling. I'm not sure if I should say this, but this is the first time I ever thought about wanting to hit a woman this way. By the way, where's Kenjo? He's late. But Kenjo is not here? Huh? Kenjo is not here? Kenjo-kun was giving a special time bonus due to his fainting condition. Supersonic speed. Hey, what kind of supersonic speed is this? No, it's just that when I was about to search for him, he was already at the door. Kenjo-kun sure is obedient. Stop. Don't. Shut up and disappear before my eyes already. Kenjo, are you okay? Well, I did as much investigation as possible compared to the previous cases. The amount of information is extremely insufficient, but... No, I asked if you were okay since you got hurt. Oh, you mean my body? Well, it's fine. I've experienced as much injuries, even once or twice with this notcher. Hey, it's been a long time, hasn't it, Kenjo? I didn't expect to see you bleeding and fainting. I think you're forgetting something. I'm a human being too, so I got caught off guard. Why? Did you get a little fed up with this, Kenjo? Clearly last time you left the dining room, I thought you were breaking our bonds or something like that. Of course I did, and that still hasn't changed, but in the conditional situation of the class trial, your charges of being preliminary criminals are revoked for the time being. The criminal analogy is that the more manpower there is, the better, and because the murder has occurred, the rest of the criminals other than the criminal of this incident are simply ordinary citizens in this scenario. Kamashikawa was making a list of swearing words to give a double comeback to Kenjo once he woke up. What? Wait, I never did that. Do whatever you like. This is a temporary truce anyways. After this trial, you'll become a preliminary criminal once more. Of course, a Kanatide is an exception. I'm always thinking of you as a semi-criminal. One that committed attempted murder, so don't even think you're innocent in the least. The crazy guy started having seizures. Decided, don't bother with it, with that waste of a man says. When Maki died, we were thoroughly fighting with each other. It is yeah, okay. Let's go. Enough talking. Yeah, I agree with her. Indeed, the first thing we must do now is solve what's in front of us. It's not good for everyone to be on edge this early. Yeah, Mikado and I had alright. If we do not pass the class trial first, we will all die. Relationship... Whoa, what is this manga right now? Hold on. It's the biggest one. Speaking of cry, I'm not even dyslexic. What? Yeah. Let's go down. I'll open it. Why does he always do this? Stop horror farming. Just open the damn door. Mikako must be so sick of him. She's like, bro. Like always, the elevator was making a loud noise and goes in the ground. 9 people? That's more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, 9. That's basically half. The number will be halved when this is over. Come on in, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Whoa, this is a surprise. Why are you in front of me, bear thing? Didn't you learn in kindergarten to think about the people who get out an elevator? Monokuma has been doing this once or twice already, though. It's hard to react anymore. Why is he not saying anything? Has he been turned off? Why is Monokuma like this? I guess it's a new act. Hey, how long are we planning on doing that? We have to do the class trial. Are you going to move? He's pulling a Mikako. Something seems different than usual here. Yeah, why is the room filled with glitter? Kurokawa? Touching that thing wouldn't do any good. Huh? What's wrong, Mikako-chan? Kurokawa was suddenly stunned. At first she thought Monokuma was pulling a prank, but she noticed that the mood was different than usual. And then... Yeah. I'm alive. I live! You thought I was dead. When Kurokawa touched it, Monokuma suddenly began to make a loud noise. What the hell are you doing? Are you kidding around? Don't do that again. All of a sudden my rack was stuck. I was surprised too. Rack? No big deal. Did you all... Okay. But by the way, wasn't Kurokawa's scream cute? Let's just move on. I love you, Satsuki. Yeah. Nobody waited for this. Whatevs. Third class trial. Extreme. He's got. Okay. You naughty. Whoa! Where did we kind of. Hold on. A child with the most angelic heart I've known who worries about us, our health, our happiness. Inori was that kind of person. Through and through, the reason she died was because her whole body became a black as charcoal. This is so dramatic. It's Among Us! Yeah. Oh my god. Red text. Oh my god! Is there only gonna be one left? One, like, survivor left in each panel, or... No. Yeah, I'll say that. Say that right here. Let's begin. Now then, let's begin with a... Shut the fuck up! Am I still recording? I was just checking. Yeah, okay. Sorry, So we have to find the culprit who killed Kanata-chan and Yamaguchi-kun, right? Shut the fuck up. You know, this is a little bit awkward, but can Kenjo lead again? I could keep you on top of my reasoning, but unfortunately, I wouldn't be very helpful this time either. I investigated in a hurry, but I don't know the details of the case, and there are several parts that I cannot investigate. Because you got beaten and knocked out by the killer, right? Then we have no choice but to do it ourselves as much as possible. It's gonna be a miracle if Mikado helps us. No, it'll be fine. If you keep talking, we'll reach an answer, right? When you start discussing, Kenjo might find out something too. I hope so. Then let's do it as far as we can. This case has been far more different than the others. Unlike Makio Tomori, who died suddenly while we couldn't see them, the murder took place right in front of us. Yeah, that too. We know because two people were killed on different floors. I think the people on each other's floors will have different information. That was when a Kenjo opinion at that time. Then, it's best to listen to everyone as much as possible. We'll begin a summary of the case. Satsuki will help too. First, before BDA rang this morning, Maeda, Taira, Iranami, Otori, and I were waiting for everyone together at the restaurant. After 1 hour, Mikako-chan arrived, but the rest were not coming at all, so we felt something was wrong and decided to find Kanata-chan and Yamaguchi-kun. Then, on the second floor, we found Uehara had fainted. Unfortunately, he was able to come to his senses, but right after that, on the third floor, there was a strange sound that went wild. So we decided to act into two groups. The second floor investigation group, and the third one, Kurokawa, Uehara, and me on the third floor. As for the second one, it was Tada, Kabachikawa, Tori, and Hiranami who took over it. Alright, so you're saying the viewpoint diverged from there, is that right? In my case, I heard a rough story from the others in charge of the second floor investigation, but there are probably many others who don't know about it yet. Shall Maeda, Kurokawa, and me talk about the third floor first? We went up to the third floor, and then each of us decided to check a room. Maeda went to the art room, the epicenter of the strange sounds. I checked the science lab, and Kurokawa decided to check the rest of the rooms. The empty classrooms in casino. There was nothing wrong. Like Uehara said, I headed to the art room, where I was able to confirm the identity of the strange noise. That... Mikado, tie the fuck up. Inside the art room locker was Mikado, with her mouth taped and her limbs were bloody, and she was kicking the locker door to try to open it. That was what the roaring sound was. Mikado was shot? And bloody too? Wait, she wasn't in a position to talk to the others either? This incompetent child. I won't let this go so easily. What I mean? I was just trying to organize a case. Maeda went to the art room and came along with Mikado, and I wondered how we found her. She must have been trapped. Well, at the same time, the situation was so urgent that there were some things that cannot be explained properly. But why was Mikado found like that? Why, you ask? I was taken off guard by the killer. You also said that you were off guard. Don't worry, unlike the cop over there, I didn't give a damn. Sneeze. Second sneeze. Ew, what do you mean? Don't mind and continue the discussion. I'll tell you after I watch you guys shovel some more. You really are a piece of... Isn't there even cooperativeness in here anymore? Ignore Mikado and keep talking. Even if you don't know, I have to reason based on what I heard just now. Yeah, then I'll continue. After taking Mikado out, we came out through the corridor, but then Kurokawa and Uehara called out, mentioning that the science lab door was not opening. As I said earlier, I went to investigate the science lab, but the door was slightly closed and couldn't be opened. In my attempt, I tried to force it open, but it was no use. The effort didn't seem good at all, so Kurokawa joined, who came from investigating at other places. Yes, there was even a scream coming out from the science lab. The four of us were on the third floor, all focused on opening the door, and finally we succeeded in opening the door to it. Was Kanata-chan dead? Shortly after, the body discovery announcement came out. Everyone knows by now from seeing Inori's body, but it was so horrible that she was shocked to death and she couldn't even move from there. But the crime didn't end there. Yeah, it came out again, another BDA. That's Yamaguchi's BDA that'll be found in the library, right? In order to see what has transpired, we went down to the second floor and joined you guys, and we also checked Yamaguchi's body. That's all from our report on the third floor investigation team. As for us, who checked the second floor, are no different. Each of the four were put to investigate a classroom, and I, who went to the library, found Yamaguchi-kun and Kenjo-kun, and then the rest of the guys discovered the courts one after another, and then the BDA rang. So roughly, that's how the case played out? Yeah, at first glance, it's like a murder case, just like two people died overnight and we found them, one after another, but the biggest problem with this case is that the killing was this morning, the same day. They went to the same areas as us, even the same hour, and committed a murder. Is that the estimated time of death in the Monokuma file? That's right. According to the Monokuma file, Yamaguchi and Inori died at the time we were investigating the third and second floor. Yeah. Okay. I realize this, but as much as we've been acting in pairs and working with each other, we can prove everyone's alibi. That's not the only weird thing, right? When the science lab door was closed, we heard Inori scream, clearly with the door in between. But when we opened the door, there was no one inside. Now wait a minute. That's the same for us. The place where Uehara-kun was found, it was near the stairs of the second floor. To get out of the library after killing Yamaguchi-kun, you must pass through there, so you couldn't have missed them. When you went to search the library, did you go right away after breaking with the others who went to the third floor? Yes, when I went to the library, Yamaguchi-kun was already dead. If the culprit killed him in the library, I couldn't have missed that. And even if we say that it secretly came out, Kanata-chan was killed too. To go up to the third floor, they would have to pass Maeda-kun, right? All these things don't make any sense. I didn't ask that far. Don't jump ahead. Huh? Oh, yes, sorry. What are you sorry for? You don't have to apologize to that guy. That's how Kinjo is. He doesn't like Taida anyway, so don't worry. Everyone else is not thinking badly of you, okay? Oh, no, it's alright, Kabashikawa-kun. No matter what others say, it is true that I stopped Kizuna-chan, and it is true that Yami-chan died because of me. I don't deserve to say anything else. If you know that, then let's continue. I also don't want to waste my time talking about bitter stuff, even in class trials. So then, the biggest issue right now is how did they go back and forth without any of us noticing in that short time? It was definitely impossible, yeah. But... skip and proceed. Non-stop debate! Sun gun is science level. In that short time, avoiding all of our eyes, it's impossible to kill two people. Not necessarily. Yamaguchi was killed after. Do you know what it is that killed Inori? Stun gun. Oh my god, stop. Yeah, is that right? Sorry, I didn't think. I didn't think. I apologize. Yeah. Break. That's what the song is saying, right? Electrocution by a stun gun, right? Maybe it was the stun gun? That does make an electric shock against the body. But it's not close. I got you. No, the weapon that killed Inori was definitely a stun gun. It may not have been a direct hit from the stun gun. It wasn't a direct hit, but the weapon was a stun gun? Are you seeing some kind of ghost hit then? Have you all been to science lab at least once? Wasn't that sea of water enough to overflow the corridor? At first I was wondering why they needed to do this. The fact that the science lab has turned into a sea of water. Inori was electrocuted. What was the cost to make this happen? If you let Kanata-chan submerge in water and trap the stun gun, you can cause an electric shock without touching the stun gun directly. But wait a moment, the stun gun itself is just a suppression tool. It doesn't come out with enough voltage to kill people in no time. Of course, that also depends on the device. However, if you allow water to pass electricity, it would be left enough for a person to pass through their body. Yeah, if that were the case, wouldn't the killer be able to electrocute indirectly with water, even if they didn't use the stun gun with their hands? Oh, you're gonna die next chapter, then. No way. Maida, your reasoning has a bunch of flaws. What's wrong all of a sudden, Kabashikawa? Listen, I tried to reason my hand wrapped around the spine for a while, but this logic is so wrong that it just doesn't fit. I've always been beaten by Maeda, but today I won't lose to you. You're arguing for such a useless reason? Useless? You said it was useless? Fine then, Maeda. Unfortunately for you, I found out what's wrong with your reasoning. Now then. This is my chance to point out your mistakes. I don't think so, no. Not really. Is he gonna die next chapter? Broken mobile phone. Submerged. Yeah. But in order to get into the water, it's only science lab. No, not necessarily. I don't think a phone moves on its own, but Alright. Kabashikawa, maybe. There may be one. A tool that moves by itself. Oh, he meant vibration. Oh my god. What? In fact, the science lab stun gun wasn't just dropped there. Next to it, a mobile phone was connected with a strap. The cell phone? You mean the one that Uehara had discovered? Yeah, that's right. Maki's mobile phone. It was the one that disappeared and you said it was there? Also, you said it was a self-moving too. Why does that cell phone matter? Actually, it matters because it has a vibration function that was used. Kendra is right. That phone had alarm settings just before we heard Inori scream. Ah, that's right. I understand this now. So, you connected the strap to the phone? Why is the alarm function related to moving? Am I the only one who doesn't understand? Bro, shut the fuck up! You know. Huh? Oh, Uehara, a vibration alarm function. You don't know what that is? Oh, right. Uehara lived in the mountains. So you don't know the achievements of society, right? Let the civilized people tell you then. I did not live in the mountains. Uehara, what I wanted to explain was that they drowned the stun gun using the phone's alarm function. The phone and the stun gun were connected by a strap. Probably the killer set the alarm at the time when the stun was going to be drowned and placed the phone in a corner as if it were about to fall on the edge of the desk. When this happens, the alarm goes off at the preset time and the vibration function occurs. The cell phone moves little by little due to the vibration. Oh my god, Nani must have been in so many horror watching that happen. I see, I understand now. So the stun gun that was connected to the cell phone fell along with it. What do you think? Kabashikawa, with this, it is possible to electrocute Inori remotely without anyone in the science lab, right? Oh yes, I lost. I didn't want to lose this time, but I lost in my head again. If people like Kendra don't know, Maida will be able to win. Is it a problem to win and lose now? Take it seriously, this is a class trial. I know that, but who would know about this? I only argued once because I thought my reasoning was better than Maida's. It's fine, don't fight. Now we have to focus on revealing the culprits for crimes first. Why am I mitigating now? So Kanata-shin was electrocuted remotely using a cell phone in the flood, right? Say, you found out the phone has an alarm function. Even if it has that type of phone these days, it looks like an old 2G phone. My question would be, is it waterproof? Waterproof? The fact that the stun gun fell into the water means that the cell phone was connected to it also dropped. All cell phones would probably break because of the water. No, rather, the cell phone was floating on the floor of the science lab and it was in a broken state. The time was changed and the colors of the screen had strange marks and lines. I just found out that an alarm was set among other features that were still functional. So you can't use any other functions again? That's a little disappointing. Even if it's out of signal, it was still a mobile phone that could bear a clue in the future. Hey, aren't you guys leaning down the road too much? If the problem is sorted out, let's move on to the next step if Inori's problem was already cleared up. We still yet to hear a lot more from this case. Oh, right. So, as long as the killer can do remote killing using their cell phone in the floor or water, they don't have to run directly on the second and third floors. I see. If you set it up in advance, the rest just needs Inori tied up so that she cannot move from that spot. They may have used a lot of tape for that purpose. It seems so, but if that's true, then what happened to Yamaguchi? Huh? Is there anything amiss? The culprits did the kill themselves. Wait a second. Even if Kanata-chan is clear, it's the same with Yamaguchi-kun. When I discovered him in the library, there was only Kinjo who fell down. If Tara's words are true, it was certainly being possible to get out of the library without being noticed. The time of death was 8:40 in the first place, and it's possible for any of us to kill at that time. Maida-kun, Uehara-kun, and Mikako-chan went to the third floor, so it's impossible. Satsuki-chan, Kabashikawa-kun, Atori-kun, and I confirmed each other on the second floor, so it's all too far-fetched. And Kinjo and Mikado were in a state of being beaten by the killer, right? Then who is the killer? A ghost? No, wait. Wouldn't it be possible for him? You, Kinjo. Kinjo? Well, but Kinjo-kun was hit by the killer in the head, right? No, I feel bad for Kinjo, but think of it as a terms for elimination. Kinjo and Mikado are the only ones who have no alibi at the time of the crime. Then Mikado is a suspect too? They were in the yard room, though. It's too far from there. But Kinjo was found right in the library where Yamaguchi was dead. So you're saying that he being knocked out was a self-made play? But even I saw that the wound was quite severe to be a self-play, and I tried to heal it. Wasn't that prepared? If you're guilty in the first place, you'll get executed and die. But it's about hurting yourself. Isn't it possible for the criminal to get out simply by faking being a victim? Okay, so you all consider me to be the culprit? That's... Do you really think I did the murder? If you say that, it only sounds like an excuse. If you're not the culprit, why don't you refute it logically? Isn't that your specialty? Because I really was fainted. I was lacking information. I'm not able to refute something that you think is reasonable. What? This is maybe... Kinjo, are you declaring your defeat? I'll ask this for confirmation. Yamaguchi's time of death is 8:40. It was written in a Monokuma file, so it's accurate. And, as soon as you went up to the second floor and scattered for investigation, Yamaguchi was already dead in the library. Yes, I guarantee this. You know that if you can refute it, you'll confess that you're the culprit, right? Kinjo, is he really the culprit? A person who just... yeah. Damn, what a banger. Where to start his testimony? The one that could do this is Kinjo. Was knocked out by the killer. Yeah, he was. That might be your own trick. He killed Yamaguchi in the library on the spot. Library, bloodbath, library. Actually, the only one in the library who can do it at the time is Kinjo. But the wound was real. Why'd you yell it? If the wound was self-inflicted, is the problem solved? Like Ayame. Kinjo is really the killer? Point. He needs a lawyer, dog. Where's Yamaguchi when you need him? Oh, right, he's dead. I lose his star. Okay. I lose his star. At least it's not a heart. Not plaster weapon. Bloodbath. Knocked out by the killer. We know. Trust me. Maybe your own trick. So what you go? No, that's wrong. Kabashikawa, wait a minute. Is that really true? Okay, we're already in a debate with this guy. He's gonna die next chapter. You're asking if it's true? What do you mean? Kabashikawa just said it. He killed Yamaguchi, who was in the library, on the spot. The conclusion may have been wrong. What do you mean? It was the same logic as in Maki's case. There's no guarantee that the murder took place where the body was found. Uh-huh? Then, you mean he wasn't killed in the library? I think that's more likely, because of the blood stains where they were dragged from outside. If Yamaguchi was really dead in the library at the beginning of the day, it would be an impossible crime. Then, where is it? Where did Yamaguchi die? I'm not really sure. Maybe it was in the yard room? The yard room? That's so far away! The main stage of this case is likely to be the science lab in the library. In fact, it might not be an exaggeration to say that the yard room is more important than these two. Yeah, why is it important? That too. Is that a blaster statue? Bro. There's some blaster weapons in the yard room. It's made of stone. But if you cut its edge fairly sharply enough in swinging his weapon, it becomes such a spear that you cannot really cut easily on human flesh. No way! That spear made of stone was the thing that killed Yamaguchi-kun? It probably is, because of the plaster weapons had a blood spot. Wait a second. Yamaguchi died in the art room, but was he there? Isn't it a bit hard to say he died there? He could have been killed in the library and put back in that place for a while, right? That's not possible. There was a plastic wrap with blood in the trash can in the art room. A plastic wrap? Kendra found it too. You didn't have much time to investigate it. That's right. So I couldn't realize that the blaster weapon had blood on it. I just listened to Maeda's theory and found it out its connection. Then, how was the plastic wrap used? As Maeda said, if there is blood in the plaster weapon, there's a high chance that the murder weapon is this. The Monokuma file also said something sharp. If so, the killer would have killed Yamaguchi with wrap around the blade of the shredding. Hey, you said the wrap was covered in blood, right? I mean, is that a tool to prevent blood from getting into the weapon? I realize that, but isn't there something odd? They use a wrap to keep the blood from getting into, but Maeda said the plaster weapon had blood on it. Isn't that contradictory? Did anyone mention this? It wasn't just spread, it was faintly spread. That was not an ordinary blood mark, it was an oval, round blood mark, the size of a nail. How can blood be like that? I see, I understand after listening to Maeda. It was a simple accident to get blood on the plaster weapon. An accident? I don't know how many people have gone through the trash cans in the art room, but if you've seen the plastic wrap, you know. Round hole, yeah. Oh, I see. If it were the original intention of the criminal, a spot of blood should not have been rubbed on the weapon. But somehow, part of the wrap was torn. That's why the bloodstain remained. Aha! Then, as these two said, the culprit killed Yamaguchi in the art room with the up when there was an art... Okay. And then the evidence was put in the trash bin. That's great. These are excellent detectives. Wait a minute. Wait. I know that the wrap prevents blood from spotting it. I get it. But that could have been done in the art room by bringing the wrap to the library, then do the killing and dispose of... Okay. Of course you see it that way. But it wasn't just a wrap that was in the art room's trash. Maeda. Tell them, Naegi. Kendra, you mean Inori's white coat? Indeed, Inori's white coat with a lot of blood. As a result, Inori's body was not wearing a white coat. Why was the coat in such a place? Wait a minute, Kanatsu-chan is... She died in a terrible manner, but she didn't bleed at all. But there's blood on it? I don't know why Inori's white coat was in the art room. But one thing is certain, the killer used the white coat to wipe the blood off. Wipe it off? But isn't it still there? You can't tell just by looking at the shape of the blood. In all likelihood, it's a blood stain that seems to have been rubbed with blood at some point. You can see that was used to destroy the evidence. Well, but it was Yamaguchi who shed blood, right? Where do you say they wiped the blood off? It's the art room itself. The art room had traces of blood on the floor. There were traces of blood left. As Kurokawa mentions, there are traces of blood wiped off the floor of the art room. I've even checked with the smell, so I'm sure. Yeah. But blood spattered on the floor of the art room? Someone mentioned this before. Only Yamaguchi shed blood. Then by process of elimination, that means the blood spattered in the art room is... Then Yamaguchi-kun died in the art room. Indeed, that would be good enough for the reason we didn't find these on the second floor. This is Kinjo after all. Even if we investigate for a few minutes, they will remain to solve all these cases. I can only put my reasoning up to this point. Even if Yamaguchi died in the art room, the mystery still remains unsolved. Wait, which mystery? Which mystery? No matter where the body died, what you saw with your own eyes was Keru Yamaguchi's body, who died in the library. Then, the corpse must have been moved by the killer, which in turn means he somehow moved from the art room to the library. Oh, that's a surprise Mikado helping us. How frustrating this is. Anyway, think carefully. The time of death of Kakeru Yamaguchi and the time until you found the body. Multiple true vendors comment. Can scan a bullet from another friend's yellow. To scan. Okay. 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 Get ready to scan. What's the mystery? The place where Yamaguchi died is the art room. He was in the art room around 8:40, the time of death. We are already investigating the second floor. I was in the hallway. There was no sight of anyone in the third floor. But how did Yamaguchi teleport to the library? That is a mystery. Reasoning is possible, but the contradictions don't stop. Wrong time of death? Because all is written in Monokuma follows true. If Kinshiro doesn't know, we're drawing a blank here. This is bonkers. Why do murders Yeah, okay. Day or night? Day or night? Day or night? Day and 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 night, day and night, day and night. Are we gonna counter Kenjo? Yeah. Yeah. Day and night. Day and night? Guys, wait a second. Wait, there's something that bothers me. What's wrong, Mayada-kun? Does anyone have Yamaguchi's Monokuma file? I wrote it the last time I checked. Why? Did you think of anything? Kinjo, read what was in that Monokuma file without any mistake, please. Okay. His time of death. Yeah, okay. Something is weird, is it not? Something is weird. What is? In this Monokuma file, it says the time of death is 8:40, but it doesn't say at all whether it is AM or PM. Yeah, huh? Huh? It's better than the police, am I right? It was like that? I don't understand what you are talking about. Teddy and Co is saying too. Explain it to us. What? Hey! Why do you mention me and make me a fool? Did you not understand then? Please explain, Amanda. Okay, think for a moment. In the Monokuma file, we've seen so far clearly indicated whether it was the morning or afternoon. Ah, it really is. AM or PM are not written in this Monokuma file. It was a blind spot. I'm sure the Monokuma file is the only one that says the truth, but it's not being mistaken. Rather, it was us. It's not 8:40 AM. The real time of the incident took place the night before. It was 8:40 PM. Then, Yamaguchi-kun, you're saying he was already dead since last night when we were walking around? Wait a minute. Are we jumping too fast here? Just because it doesn't say whether it was morning or night, it's not enough to conclude that he died the night before. Maybe Monokuma forgot and missed it in the first place. No, it's not a jump nor a leap. Rather, this case cannot be solved unless it's this way. I was fainted, so I thought I was lacking information. But considering the premise of 8:40 PM, now the back and front have started to fit. Still... Shut the fuck up. Or you want to ask Monokuma then? Eh? Until now, the Monokuma files always record the time of death in the morning or afternoon. But is there any reason for omitting that point only in this occasion? Well, that's... No comment. If you ask me that, I will be the one in the trial. The Monokuma file always gives only the right information, and based on it, helpful for even reasoning. It's a kind of service system. But now, because the Monokuma file is causing a confusion or misinformation, it becomes a needless debate. I think this is a problem, Monokuma. A problem that I can help you now. It is not saying without anything wrong. I just can't tell you. I'm pretty sure this is it. Monokuma files always and only tell the truth, but some may have felt it through this incident so far, right? According to the content of each case, the description of the content is just accordingly and probably orchestrated. It was orchestrated? In simpler terms, it's like this. For example, let's say the killer wants to implement a whole body trick for that purpose. In that case, and the Monokuma file would be, it was drunk with XXX. Indeed, it was a delicate system that makes me sick. That said, the Monokuma file is only a tool that helps in the investigation, not a tool to tell the truth. Because then, you guys will pay the price. It seems like you wouldn't... I skipped it. It was bound to happen. In fact, because of the shrine trick. Okay, yeah, okay. I can read. No, it certainly looks that way. But are we really sure? Without certain... Bro! Yeah. Why are you so negative? Did someone slap you? It's not like that. I just want to be sure. Sure, it's not like we don't understand it. We should just submit evidence. Yeah, okay. Have evidence? Yes. Yeah, I do. I have evidence. I have evidence for everything. Stop bleeding. Proof is simple. Yamaguchi's wound was not bleeding. Huh? That's not it, is it? It was because the library was a bloodbath. It's obvious that is the case, but anyone who has examined the body in detail could have felt a sense of something misplaced. The body is recent in contrast to the library. Yamaguchi himself, though, did not have a single drop of blood coming out from his neck cut. You saw that? I didn't really check the body in detail. Definitely. It felt strange, too, when I heard about Yamaguchi's time of death and thought about it again. If things connected in some way. Then let's sort this out. The blood was far gone. Is what it means? It's been some time since he died, so the blood already stopped? Oh, I see. It supports the idea that Yamaguchi-kun was already dead yesterday evening. Wait a minute, please. Sure, that may be true, but what had happened to the blood in the library? The blood was not dry and it was just flowing. The blood in the library is just a diversion for the criminal to make us think like Yamaguchi just died. Where is it? Wait, miss it. You know there's a refrigerator in the infirmary that keeps blood transfusion packs? Oh, it was for storage of the transfusion packs. I think I brought one for the injured man to drink when he was thirsty. No, inside there are a lot of transfusion packs for each blood type. I found out during the investigation this morning that the blood transfusion packs inside were gone. I didn't know because I couldn't go to the infirmary, as Maeda said. The blood in the library. It was a pool of blood made by transfusion packs. It was a room of lies. It was like that. It was a little weird when you think about it. I think I saw too much blood. In the beginning, Yamaguchi must have been killed in the yard room, so it felt strange that there was so much blood in the library. It can't be said that they disguised him too much. From there, when it comes to the time of death, I have a guess. Maeda, do you remember? When the trial was about to begin, we met in the hallway on the second floor, when I just woke up. Ah, are you talking about that time? Yeah, I definitely told Maeda about this. Right before being stunned by the killer, I saw Yamaguchi bleeding and fainted. What? Wait, obviously Kinjo was attacked, but... Of course, it was at nighttime yesterday. Then Yamaguchi-kun was... Monokuma files, some bleeding, blood transfusion packs, and what Kinjo mentioned. I can only say that if the evidence comes out one after another to this point, then we can make sure of the things properly. Alright then, now everyone knows for sure. Kakeru Yamaguchi was not dead at 8:40 this morning, but at 8:40 p.m. yesterday at night. So that's how it happened. Pretty good, Incompetent. I'll praise you on this one. I mean, you were locked up anyway, so you didn't know that. Shut up, don't pretend to be all smartass. But whoa, well, I'll admit it for a little bit. I know the killer, as I said before, but I was not sure about the trick. I'll tell you that my gaze on Incompetent has changed by about That was a compliment, right? I guess all the mysteries have been solved because Yamaguchi was already dead yesterday. The trick for Inori was solved too. It also includes the movement of the blood spots and the corpses all over the place. Solved too. However, the real issue begins after this. Then who is the killer? What is the problem we have on our hands? That's... Yeah, it's too early to be happy just yet. Even if we solve all the tricks, mysteries and questions, if we don't know the culprit, then this is a bad outcome. But if the contents so far are true, the criminal deliberately wanted to make 8:40 p.m. and 8:40 a.m. different. The timing was thoroughly calculated for the murder, right? Also, spraying a blood transfusion pack, and even had the guts to kill 2 people and sack up to 3 people in a single night. Yeah, this case is somewhat impulsive and different from the 2 previous cases, which are considered semi-accidents. I'm certain this was a planned murder, committed with a crime plan. Kenjo's words are correct. Feel it from malice. Are they really among us? A killer who carefully murdered like this? Kenjo, what shall we do in this case? If all the tricks are really solved, and if you only need to find a culprit, you should start with an alibi. Since you know the real time of death, Yamaguchi, you will naturally know who the killer is, if you look at each alibi based on this. Alibi? You mean... Let's weigh each one. First of all, tell me what everyone did at 8:40 p.m. yesterday, the real time of death of Yamaguchi. Yesterday at 8:40 p.m.? At that time, surely, wasn't it the time that Taira was making a fuss? Taira's fuss? Oh, yeah, that... Taira tried to kill herself last night. It's no big deal. Taira just got hurt a little. It's irrelevant for the case. Mikako-chan. Right, so that leaves Kurokawa, Otori, and I, who were there, Idanami Kabashikawa, and the 5 of us were supporting Taira. When I recall that, I think it was around 8:40 p.m. Okay, if so, I think you can remove the 6 of you from the suspect line. Good, so the only ones left are the psycho cop, the priest, and me. Huh? But isn't it weird? Those 3 were 3 people who passed out because they were ringed by the criminal. It's nothing you need to think about too hard. I don't want you to doubt this, but in this case, there's only one possibility. There's proof that one of the testimonies was lying. How? In between these 3, someone lied? First, let's be honest as possible. Why don't you tell us what you were doing at 8:40 p.m. yesterday? I was in the 3rd floor area. I was hanging out on the casino side. Unfortunately, no one can testify for this, but... I was also checking the front door, but as I mentioned, I can't prove it because there was no one around. Same here. What? There are no witnesses for the other 3? So you're saying all 3 are possible to commit the crime? Well, one of the 3 was not attacked by the killer, but what if they pretended to be attacked? I'm sorry, but Kenjo, Uehara, Mikado, can you tell us the situation when you guys were attacked at dawn? If this solves your doubts. When it was a little over 3 a.m., I was on the way from the 1st floor to the 2nd floor, and I usually went to the library side, so I moved there. When I went inside, Yamaguchi was down. I figured he was already dead by now, but at the time, it was necessary to find out if Yamaguchi was simply stunned or dead, but I was always trying to approach him. You were ambushed? Right, normally, I'm not always nervous, but I think I was off guard for a moment. Probably the killer aimed for that point and they showed Yamaguchi's body to me. They showed it to you? Yeah, do you understand what I mean? Since Yamaguchi has been moved to the library, it was not as bloody as it is now. Then, in addition to simply confused with Inori, they used it as a bait to attract Kenjo? I wonder why I was only stunned and not killed. But they will regret it. In return for keeping me alive, I will find him out and they'll be punished accordingly. It was a similar situation for me, but it was probably earlier than Kenjo's. I was attacked near the stairs while trying to go up the 3rd floor. How about you, Mikado? Trying to go up the 3rd floor, but he was already on the 3rd floor. Well, it's roughly similar. I was attacked near the yard room and lost my sight somehow, and when I woke up, I was inside the locker. But it all happened in the middle of the night, right? Now it seems that all 3 people were attacked at different times, and there are no witnesses, so how do we know who the killer is? No, even if we are just attacked. Doesn't it seem a little different in the method? The method? The attack method. Kenjo and Uehara. I know that we saw them get directly beaten and bleeding, but Mikado was not bleeding nor assaulted in any way. Then you think Mikado is a culprit? Do I have to tell you every little thing now? It's chloroform. That's what they did. What? So it was chloroform they used. It sounds rare, but it comes out in use for a lot of things. For example, tapping your mouth with a handkerchief. That would be an effective way to get someone in a coma. You mean that stuff is in the school too? If you had searched the science lab with even a little interest, you would have been able to find it right away. But it seems your stupidity is not going anyway. Remember the moment just before the attack is okay. Okay, if that's what it was. Who really is a culprit? When it comes to alibi, one of these three are still a suspect. Don't think about the process. Let's consider the cause. Why were they ambushed? Why only them? Why them? Well, the killer is a little strange. It wasn't enough to kill 2 people, so they attacked 3 other people. If you put it simply, isn't it because they wander around nighttime? And now, if they had some alarm for vibration prepared in advance, or if the corpse were found, it would be a headache. Maybe, but... Oh, I have a little guess. I didn't say this because I wasn't sure, but the cell phone was used to kill Leonardo disappeared after I was attacked. I mentioned this to you, Maeda, didn't I? Oh yes, you were looking for it in the 2nd floor hallway, right? Oh yeah, Ueda-kun had the tools necessary for the crime, so they attacked him and took it from him. Yeah, I see. Then there was a reason for Ueda's ambush. If that's the reason, why did they attack Kinjo? If Kinjo moves normally at the time of the crime, it would be difficult for the culprit to get out. Plus, he's the ultimate police officer, right? That was also the result of 2 previous cases. Actually, in this case, Kinjo is struggling like that because the trial began without Kinjo collecting enough clues, right? Even though I did research properly, your tone seemed to pass it all to me. Hey, let's not do that. If the trial fails, Kinjo's life is also at risk, you know? Well, it seems like I can see the truth after coming this far. Huh? I've been suspicious of it, but when I think about the information I've got so far, I can see the silhouette of only one person, the killer. I believe some of you may have realized it. How about it? The killer's silhouette can be seen? What do you mean, Kinjo-kun? You know the killer? Everyone has remarked so far, with the outline of the case and the alibis combined, makes a person who is making contradictory statements. That person is the true culprit of this case. Is that them? The alibis were all true. The culprit must be... Okay, 3rd floor. Third floor! Where's that bitch? Don't tell me. Was it you? Uehara. Kinji Uehara. Huh? What in blazes? Resume. Kinji Uehara, was it you? Wait a minute, Uehara? This guy? Can you elaborate why is it me? I am not entirely convinced yet, but according to Kinjo, the killer said contradictory things. That alibi. If you are the one who said contradictions with your words without an alibi, there's only you, Uehara. Contradictory words? When did Uehara-kun say those? You guys remember what Uehara said moments ago. He said after Uehara was attacked by the criminal in the middle of the night, the cell phone that he had before then disappeared. However, the statement doesn't make sense. Does it make sense? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not convinced about this. It's just speculation, but I couldn't think of anything else than this as contradictory words. I'll explain so everyone can understand. First, it was 8:40 p.m. yesterday that the culprit killed Yamaguchi, right? If that's the case, then the culprit would have been destroying evidence, such as hiding the spills or wiping the blood. And at this point, Inari must have been held in the hands of the culprit as well. Do you guys remember? Inari's white coat was used for wiping the blood of Yamaguchi. Looking at this, it would be no exaggeration to say that Inari and Yamaguchi were both aimed at the same time. And everyone knew how Inari died. Inari died from a remote murder using a mobile phone's alarm. She was killed in this early planned crime. Just by seeing that they had already removed the white coat and used it to wipe Yamaguchi's blood, it was a bold move that was possible because everything was planned and prepared. To summarize this, they killed Yamaguchi first with full preparation, brought Inari into the trick just as planned. It must be said that everything was going according to their plan. Other preparations were completed since the beginning at the time when they were attacked. Otherwise, they would have gambled on remaining risks. Indeed, after all these preparations. But then what? What's weird about that? Don't you realize? Uehara said that the cell phone was stolen in the middle of the night. Could the perpetrator, who acted so thoroughly and elaborately, carry out such bold actions with a mobile phone not in hand? Huh? Wait a minute. As Maida said, at the time of killing Inori that way, and attacking from yesterday at night, it must be said that they already devised a trick using the mobile phone. If they didn't have a cell phone in hand, you would think and act first, and then attack Uehara without knowing whether or not it will succeed and take their cell phone. However, the cell phone was in Uehara's possession since we found it. So how did the killer steal from the phone from Uehara? It was either a pre-raid or it was never done in the first place. The answer to this question is very simple. If you were Uehara, you would have been able to execute the plan without any difficulty. Yeah, buddy. Uehara, did something like this? You are the culprit who killed Inori and Yamaguchi? Stop. I don't want to go okay. Huh. What? Hey, what now? What's so funny? No, I apologize. Isn't that a little funny? I am a murderer who believes in God and tells the teaching of the Father. This is outrageous. So Uehara could isn't the killer. Is he not, right? Of course, I'm not the culprit. If I say that, would you believe me? Why kinda hear me out? Huh? According to your reasoning so far, I'm the only one who meets the conditions of being the culprit. But I can believe you guys by just saying that I'm the culprit in such a situation. Well, I'm 99.99% certain that you are the culprit. Then I can prove myself with the Gag him. Oh my god. What? I said, according to your reasoning. Which means, if your reasoning is wrong, I will not become the culprit either. Are you saying you have room to argue with? Of course. From now on, let me prove my innocence by showing that your reasoning is wrong. Are you prepared? Okay, why you kinda fine. Sorry. I was starting not to say it. The reason you point me to as the culprit is... Okay, Haruhiko is the next victim. Because they don't have an alibi at the time of the crime in the nighttime. And the contradictory words about the cell phone, correct? There's nothing I can say about an alibi. But it's nothing but an assertion that you say that I'm the culprit with just that. So let me show you why it's not strange at all if I had my phone stolen that night. Counter-argument showdown! Yeah? That was all over already. Is it gonna be the bloody locker somehow? Yeah, probably. You left the court too long? Do you really believe that? Do you have any evidence to deny this? Of course. Remember the locker where Mikado was kept inside? Inside the locker was covered in blood. Mikado did not bleed, so what's the reason for this? And as Mikado said earlier, she said the method they used was chloroform, so they didn't bleed from any injury. If that's the case, someone else was in there inside, dropping blood. That's right. Yamaguchi's corpse must have been inside the locker when he died recently, and then the killer sent Mikado and Kinjo, the only guys who wandered around at nighttime. That's it. Then after attacking Mikado, they moved Yamaguchi's body to the library and put Mikado in his place, right? To be precise, they struck Mikado ahead of me and stunned her, then moved the corpse to the library, which made me off guard. This is the order in which they were attacked, capturing Inori, killing Yamaguchi, and stunning Mikado. Last step, it was aimed at me. So, what do you think now, Uehara? The reasoning we made in front of us has fundamentally no issues. No matter what excuse you try to argue, it will be the same. It's really hard to believe it, but if you're the real culprit, don't drag this long and confess. Doubting anyone like this is something that I don't want to do it to anyone. As Meta says, it's unbelievable that this guy is the culprit. A quiet, devout believer of God, being a murderer that killed 2 people. There's no evidence, no excuse for reasoning about his usual actions or being a Christian. We just have to focus on picking out one person who can only be seen as a culprit. So then, what are you going to do? Now, murderer! What? Yes, I apologize. I was wrong. Are you admitting it? No, I doubted your reasoning. By the time when Yamaguchi died at the time, different tricks seemed to all be correct. So according to that reasoning, Lada is the only one who remains as the culprit? Definitely not. Everyone has alibis except for me, Mikado, and Kinjiro. But because I'm the one who kept the cell phone, I'm being mistaken for the culprit. What do you mean by mistaken? You are the culprit. There's nothing to doubt and you have nothing else to say. Are you still unaware of all the conditions that can be committed when all of them are pointing at you? I am aware that I am the only one who meets the criminal's conditions. Among the living people, that is. What? This guy, how long are you going to force this? What is being forced here is that I'm the culprit, but I'm not. But because you guys are so driven by this, it's no wonder you're trying to just really Okay. In this case, I'll have to point myself... Okay. To be so stubborn like that, say you're not the culprit, is that it? You fool, they're trying to trick us like that. We can't be sure of that. I'm not convinced that Uehara is a culprit at all. You guys are stupid, I swear. What? What did you just say? No, there still remains one path to make you consider me not as a culprit. Is it starting? Oh, it's a non-stop debate. In his body, you can attack the stun gun. Okay. Only living people? What do you mean? Think carefully. There must have been someone who could commit the crime besides me. For example, Kanata Inari, I mean. Inari is that, though? Why did the culprit kill 2 people in the first place? Doesn't that feel odd? This is my idea. Inari kills Yamaguchi and then she kills herself. Stupid. Do you really think that makes sense? Oh, it doesn't make sense? Inari's also capable of committing serious of crime. You would know that best. Obviously, there's no alibi, but in order to save yourself and die by dropping the cell phone, suicide doesn't seem possible. Then, Inari is not the culprit? Inari killed Yamaguchi after hiding Yamaguchi in the locker. How am I wrong? She's small. She can't do that. Where did these use bullets? Besides me. No, she didn't. Wait, Tada's testimony. Oh my god. Um. Yeah. Okay. Lost another star. Yeah, I don't. Titus testimony. Titus testimony. I got Titus testimony. I failed again. I'm so bad at this. You know what? Tide, I need your testimony. You're helpful. I swear. Bro, I really need that thing that makes this thing stop shaking. Whatever it does. Yeah, she didn't go to. Yeah, she didn't go to. Didn't go nowhere. Girl didn't go nowhere. Girl didn't go nowhere. Wait, hold on. That's wrong. Your beetle's full of contradictions. Is it, Maida? Why is that? All of you were in your dormitory at nighttime, and attacking Kenjo, Mikado, and me would have been possible for Inori at all. As you say, Inori killed Yamaguchi, attacked Mikado, Kenji, and Uehara, finished all the work, including the blood transfusion packs, and finally went to the science lab to prepare to commit suicide, right? Yes, and no one saw it, which means you can't deny Inori's crime. There are no means, am I correct? No, they saw it. The reason why Inori can be the culprit is because someone saw it. What? Taida, you must have been around that time, right? By the science room, just before nighttime yesterday. You said the door didn't open. Huh? Oh yes, the door didn't open. It's weird, right? According to Uehara's words, Inori at the time, after removing Yamaguchi's corpse and attacking Kenjo and the other steps, you need to be prepared. But why didn't the science lab door open? That's right, the answer will come out eventually. Because Inori was already tied up in the science lab at that time. Ah, but of course, it would be impossible to open the door from outside if you wanted to walk through the entrance. If Inori was committing a crime from outside at the time, but the science lab was already locked, it would be a huge contradiction. Wait a minute. What do you think, Uehara? Can you still say that Inori can commit crimes? Wait and listen. Just because the science lab was locked doesn't mean it was locked. Doesn't it mean it was locked with the latch? When Tada tried to enter, the door could have been locked with the lock function attached to the door itself. Oh my, but then what about this? As a result of my investigation, I found out that the door to the science lab did not have a lock function. There was no place to apply a key lock in the first place. It's all over, Kenji Uehara. No further rebuttal is possible. I'll confess it in good faith. Uehara, please stop and admit it already. Is he gonna go crazy? Huh. Uehara? Why? Why are you? I thought I was lucky that I defeated Tsurugi Kinjo and Mikado Rei. But why? Why can trash without talent like you drive me to this point? Literally so offended. What? Veta, you know, your character collapsed. Veta, calm down a little. Shut up, you bitches! This trash! This bitch broke down my plan simply because you tried to open the damn door to the science lab! Eek. It's all over. I just heard you loud and clear. Doesn't matter if it's a confession, right? So you came down in the end from mental breakdown? It's pathetic. Shut up! Shut it! Shut up! I'm still here. Wait and see. That you? Yes, that's it. That's it. I still need proof. There's no evidence. If I'm the culprit, show me the evidence. Why he kinda, sorry. Come on now. You're the only one who doesn't have an alibi, right? Shut up, you X-worth bastard. You want to get stuck in the ground from head to toe, huh? Why'd you suddenly turn into such a violent criminal? Not like a criminal, but he is a criminal. So you won't admit it, even though you are the only one who could do this. Just ignore him and vote, will you? If you look at what Uehara just said, what's the point of incapacitating Kijo and Mikado? This is almost like a confession, right? I'll kill you. I'm gonna kill the bastards who are going to vote right now, treating me as a criminal without evidence at all. And you're like thinking this is all done. What do we do? Uehara, if I show you the evidence, are you going to finally admit it? Oh, I'll admit it. If there's evidence like that. Not speculative remarks or alibi blanks. Real physical evidence, you bastard. There, might be. What? Maida, you know this, but it's only going to be slower if you let him catch the holes with poor evidence. Unfortunately, I can help you here because I have nothing more to come up with. Will you be okay? Yes, it's okay. Uehara, who is not sane, is just going to forcefully scream against the opponent. I'll make sure to present the proof correctly, and then you'll find me in a minute. Don't joke around, Yuki Maeda. You're just a lucky, incompetent human being. Uehara, from now on, I'll show you conclusive evidence that you are the culprit of this case. It may be a little sloppy, but if my predictions are correct, you will have no other choice but to admit it. Is this fun for you? Do it then. Do whatever you want. If it's evidence or unreasonableness, I'll make you a criminal and execute me myself for making fun of an innocent person. Yeah, Cling to thy memory. Let's exercise this devil. Germany talk shooting. Oh, I'm gonna die, aren't I? Bro! Okay, it's okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Okay, I just have to be... No! I was almost there. left. Oh my god. I can't die like this. I'm gonna do it, guys. I can do it. I can do it. Believe in me. Trust me. I can do it. I'll come in clutch. Okay, I have to be really careful. No, I can't die. I can't die. I can't die. Did I get it? No, 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 no. Back. I did it. Your statements are speculations. There's no... Mikado's last trump card! Uehara, unfortunately for you, there's already clear evidence of your crime. You can only be said to be the culprit, with this conclusive physical evidence. What? There's nothing like that. What is that, Maeda-kun? That's... unfortunately, I do not know. Huh? Stop joking around. However, Mikado knows it. Mikado? Hold on. Where did this confirmation come from? You aren't trying to rely on my reasoning, are you? Mikado told you, didn't you? No matter what happens, she has an insurance to cover her life. When the Espegoda's trial remains unsolved, and there's a corner with no answer, you will show us the last piece of evidence. Insurance? Maybe there's something only that woman knows. It's a little frustrating, but I know it isn't time. I'll stay out of this. Wait a minute. I did in fact say that the killer is said that to the incompetent, but it's not like that. The killer's already cornered and running crazy, right? Why do you think I'm going to let you know? This woman doesn't even want to cooperate in this situation. Look at us, Mikado. We are believing in you. So, are you finished then? It's over. After all, Maeda's been just bluffing and throwing in founded accusations. Your proof is. And Mikado doesn't even want to cooperate. That's just great. She knows nothing. There's no physical evidence that I'm the culprit. Me? Not know anything? Huh? Mikado, are you angry? The nasty pig killer. Where do you want your funeral? Can you tell me? Are you going to try provocation at this stage? Fine, I'll write your will then. It doesn't matter if I vote for Kenji Uehara and end the trial as it is, but if I do, it feels like I'm just being here. Whatever you're talking about. Maybe you will remember it. When I was investigating after the incident, I asked all of you to show me your right hand. Yeah, you... to everyone? You did, but I didn't know the meaning of it. You did that strange act to all of us? Wait, I didn't know about this. You didn't do that to me, right? You woke up late. I didn't have a chance to do that. Well, there are some mysteries that were solved before that. After asking for my right hand to show, she held me tight as if wrapping my right hand. Was there something about that? I was surprised. I wasn't really sure what it was. I didn't think she was that kind of person, but what's up with that? The reason I did that was to check the back of your right hand. The reason I wrapped it with my hand was because I needed darkness. Darkness? If you're wondering what I'm talking about, why don't you all give it a try? Look at the dark side by covering the back of your right hand. What? It's all clear here. Even if you ask me to wrap it up, it's just the back of my hand. What do you expect to see? Well, I definitely told you to try, everyone. Why are you staying still, Kenji Uehara? Uehara? Hey, stay still, you. Let me go. Go away. Oh. Hey, what the hell is this on the back of your hand? I don't know anything. Oh, please, you must know. What you got there is luminous paint. Luminous paint? Luminal, I was marked by you. Don't joke around. You and I never met at the time of the crime. There wouldn't have been a time to be marked like this. Oh my. Why are you saying that? You definitely met with me, right? When you put me to sleep with chloroform. She's actually so smart. I don't know what you're talking about. So it seems you think I'm the culprit, is that it? And even if that were the case, and isn't it obvious that the killer attacked you? But here you're just claiming that you've used luminous paint in my hand just because that's your own opinion. Bro, I'm sorry, Mikado, but this isn't possible without knowing in advance that you'll be attacked. This is why you guys are so pathetic. Did you think I wasn't prepared for anything and going as usual every night? Prepared? You? No way. The one who put this luminous paint? It was you? That's right. You think I'm stupid enough and I'll trust you guys when I don't know the outcome? Before Maki Kyoka died, I was always prepared for anything. Well, besides the glowing paint, I have prepared other tricks. I am a woman and have no idea who and when someone will come at me. So I tried to use glowing paint only in the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario? Are you saying even if you die due to the glowing paint, we can find out who did it? Is that what you mean? By the way, my kind of selection of words, it just feels a little erotic. Fortunately, I only fainted this time, but my life was in danger. Should I say that I was lucky? I was trying to use a luminous paint for the purpose of something else, like a dying message. But I can live like this and drive off the killer's smug face with one sentence. But even so, at some point I could have. You're an idiot, aren't you? If you're curious, you'd better think about which hand you put chloroform in my mouth. In other words, Mikado said that the killer put his hand over on her mouth, meaning you applied the glowing paint before fainting? Just before you lost consciousness? Mikado, what a scary person. What do you think? Are you still going to hit the ball killer? Not yet. All she said is just lies. Because I just rubbed this glowing paint by myself yesterday. It has nothing to do with this now. This woman is the culprit. You just said something you don't know about with your own mouth just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. Don't joke around. I'm not the culprit. I'm not the culprit, okay? What is he on about? Wait, stop it now. It's already over. Don't make me laugh. He's crazy. Like, actually. There's no one on your side already, Uehara. Speaking any more than this, it's nothing more than a futile effort. Is he gonna go on a rampage about God? If you're still not willing to admit it, I'll organize the case from the beginning. Yeah, okay. Let's go, guys. We can do this. Okay, so what do we have here? Poor Kanata. Yamaguchi. Okay. Yeah. And then tied, yeah. No, wait, that should be, yeah, okay. A bold attack. wait. Why is he crouching down like that? Also, look at Kenjo's face. Bro, look at Kenjo. After... Oh, yeah. Here. Let me make a tower. And then... Inari's body being electrified. What? No? Okay. Sorry, I'm dumb. That's it. Okay, so basically, ambushed. Yeah, the criminal ambushed Kanata. Then he fucking killed Yamaguchi. A night, yeah. And then he put him in the fucking locker, high school bully looking at. Then he cleaned that shit up. Clean that shit up. But he missed a spot. Because he's dumb. Wowie! But he missed a spot still. Then, I wonder how I can use this. And then he tied up our dear sweet child, summer child, and he flooded that bitch. And then he put an alarm, put it on the phone, and put it in the corner of the table. So, yeah. Damn, she was there all night. And then Kendra is reading a book on yaoi fanfiction, and the killer... Why does his eyes... Okay, why is he cross... Okay. Mikado is walking like the baddie she is. And then, bam, she's attacked with chloroform. And she puts luminol on the killer's head. And then she's like chilling in the locker. And then Kendro finds blood and Yamaguchi, and he's like, oh my god, and then he gets hit. And the killer crouches down. That's so... Man. Yeah, and they use it on themselves too. Why is Akane's booty out? And then they're all very nonchalant. I'm warming up today. And then, bam, ring, motherfucker. And I'm so cringe. I'm sorry. It's late at night. And then, oh my god, no, look at her. No, my poor baby. They killed my baby. Enters. Stop shock. Ding dong. Yuki is so shocked, bro. Yuki is so shocked. Mikado and Mikaku are just like, damn. Who did this? The crazy ass bitch who did this. It's gotta be you, Shinji. Sorry, that's from Bleach. I mean Kinji. Complete! Yay! There's no place to run anymore. Uehara. Oh! Okay. Uehara? Excellent. As Maida said, no matter how badly it seems, this is it. It seems this was my limit. What? All of a sudden he came back to normal. Was that it? He must have been acting like Hatano. That means, did you just admit it? That you are the culprit? Yeah, I am. I am the culprit. Oh, wow. He just chilled the fuck out. Do I get medals? Stop. The game is bullying me, guys. Seems okay that you made a decision at this point? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I want to see the execution for that bitch. Come on. We know who did it. Vote! Yippee! So many gray. Why does he look like that? That is. That is. Chapter 3. Ah yes, that's where the result of your choice was. Yeah. Kinji Uehara. Ultimate priest or something. Uehara-kun. From the second half of the trial, we've been almost certain of it, I guess. Why did you kill them? I'm sorry. You're sorry? There's no excuses. Is that all you have to say after killing someone? Plus, killing two of our group. Do you know that makes you a serial killer? Weren't you very agitated and arguing back a little while ago, Uehara? Why did you suddenly become so quiet? I only thought that more talk would delay the inevitable. I had a reason to live and survive this trial, even if I had to do that sin. That's right. If we found out that you did the murder, you're going to die. He already knew that the moment he was caught. No, that's not the reason I did it. That's not it? Your motive? Was there something else? Motive. He got murdered to get out and escape. Told me it was a secret note. Does that mean the original motive of all these events is also the same this time? Was it the motive this time? The thing that you desperately wanted in that video? And that you wished for? You mean you had a wish that you wanted to get by killing 2 people? Wrong. There are a few things that must correct you before that. You are right about everything. The plan and killings are correct, but I didn't mean to kill 2 people from the start. Huh? You may look at this as an excuse, but only then that person's death will become colorless, so let me speak. Maeda, your reasoning is wrong. The only person I was trying to kill was Kanata Inori. You did it in the end. It was too late and also too clumsy to plan serial killings. Your execution had a sense of improvisation. First, according to the rules of the school, serial killing would be more damning than profitable for the culprit. So what? Were you trying to kill 1 person to make your sin lighter? I mentioned this was not meant to be an excuse, but you're saying that it is, as it is one. However, I have something to say. I'd appreciate it if you listen quietly. Funny you say such a thing. Do you think I'm going to listen to a killer's request? Kenjo, I'm sorry, but try to be quiet. The reason I did this murder is not very relevant to your motives, as you may have guessed, but I'll talk about that later. Inori was always in the infirmary, so she was very easy to target. This probably happened during Tyra's uproar, so most of you were in your dormitory side. I took that gap and kidnapped Inori from the infirmary, moved to the art room on the 3rd floor, and tried to stab Inori with a blaster weapon. However, that's when he came and threw me away. The one and only Yamaguchi, who I thought was in the dormitory side with you guys. Aw, he was trying to protect her. Inori? And you? Wahara, what are you doing? Stop. Why is Wahara doing this? This is not the time for that. I have to take Inori and run away. Aww, he tried to save my girl. Damn it. Why is Inori unconscious? Oh no. Before that, I have to get away from Wahara. I have to go and check where everyone is. Poor guy. I didn't want to do this, but you forced me. Can't help it, Yamaguchi. I'm sorry. Didn't hold a grudge for nor hatred to both of you. Forgive me. Keep Inori alive. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. It has already become irreversible. I'm sorry. No. Inori. I'm gonna cry. That guy was a wonderful person. How many people can run without having a single thought about their own lives to instead save others? Then Yamaguchi died because he witnessed it, and you were forced to kill him? Yes, originally, Inori should have been the one to be cut to death with a blaster weapon in Yaru. However, because Yamaguchi intervened, I changed the plan in rush. Now that I hear this, the front and back are starting to fit better. It was especially strange because of Inori Kanata's white coat wiping the blood in Yaru. That couldn't be helped, right? When you killed Kakeru Yamaguchi, Kanata Inori, the person he was holding, had his blood splatter on her. That's true, come to think of it. When Wahara said that you had a head injury, the wound was real. That was not acting, but being pushed by Yamaguchi. So that's the story. Anyway, you're a serial killer who killed 2 people. That remains the same no matter what you say to anyone. But why did Wahara-kun attempt to murder? I can't even imagine. It's hard to explain. How should I say this? Wait, before that, can I ask something? You, when Taida's commotion happened, you said you kidnapped Inori. If Taida didn't have a commotion, what would you have done? I mean, you wouldn't have known that. It would have been difficult to schedule the kidnapping. Why are you asking for that so suddenly, Kurakawa? What are you trying to say? In other words, this is what the woman said. How did you know that Titus uproar would happen? Oh, they knew? Think about it. If you had decided to kill, you would have a plan and execute it in advance. How could they calculate the timing to kidnapping Kanata Inari without knowing that everyone was gathered in the dormitory because of Titus' bustle? Well, I'm not sure what Titus' situation was in the first place. Huh. So after all, it was Kurakawa. You seem to have the power to pick words, but by its very own core. It's natural to think like Kurakawa. It would be strange to hear that. The plan looks as if it knew in advance that Tada would go and make a ruckus. The answer to this is simple. It's because I knew it in advance. Huh? How? Are you a psychotherapist? You knew Titus' mental state and predicted the future? I don't think he's talking about that. Speak, I'll listen to this. It's not that big of a mystery. Someone just informed me. Titus is going to make a fuss soon. There'll be an empty frame for you. He's gonna say it was God. Right. Not anyone can tell you that. You don't tell me. There's one more thing I have to apologize for doing to you guys. In particular you, Maeda. I should apologize more than the others. Huh? I am. Yeah, it was a very obvious story that the leader from the darkness gave Kenji Uehara intimidation and threats from the shadows and led him that chance to kill a couple of times. What? What did you say? This Blimmy, why are you suddenly interrupting? Huh? Did you not hear me correctly? Then can I say it one more time? Yeah, it was a very obvious story that the leader from the darkness gave Kenji Uehara intimidation and threats from the shadows and led him the chance to kill a couple of times. Uehara-kun... The traitor? Anyways, that's the end of the story. So we're done chatting. If you guys continue on and on like this, you'll be jogging again while doing reminiscence scenes or whatever. Wait, you're the traitor, but you got blackmailed? What are you talking about? Even if I'm the traitor, I don't know much. I do know who the mastermind is, and why the mastermind is doing this to us. He was a traitor? Kenji was a traitor! However, when we first came here, Monokuma approached me and welcomed me before you guys. They were holding our church's children hostage. They said they'll give me information, and will release them if I do what I am told to do. What in the heavens? Wait a minute, cathedral children? Calm down, speak slowly. The cathedral where I belong to, or rather, there's a facility that takes care of children who have nowhere to go. That is entirely in the hands of Monokuma. So I was threatened under that pretext. Did you really fall for that kind of crap? That was all a bluff from that bear. That was not a bluff. He showed me the video, and I was shown having a conversation with the children myself. What did they ask? What were you instructed to do? Basically, I had a surveillance camera, so I was filming everything that was happening in every blind spot and sent it to Mastermind. More importantly, if killing were happening between students entering a cellmate, I would commit the murder myself. If I don't comply with this, they said he would murder the children instantly. I didn't have a choice. So, did you commit the murder because there was a deadlock after Ayame Hatano? That was the motive? So this time, our motive, it was useless to anyone? If you look at it that way, you may not be able to see anything, but Monokuma in that time said he is the time. So you are instructed to move with the time when Okay, I can... What are you saying? In a completely soundproof private room, show me the children. If you kill this time, your children will be free, and if you don't get caught, you can get out from the school. A fully soundproof room. No wonder. This motive was probably to deliver the orders to Kenji Uehara. You are so... using the lives of children to threaten Uehara-kun. Was that unfair? Well, I'll make it easy for you. This is not a blackmail. I just gave you a choice. If Uehara-kun didn't want to kill, he could have refused. Don't mess with me. You said moments ago that there were threats. Hey, you know that was... It's a narrative thing. Don't think too deeply. Plot. The last time was so rotten because I couldn't let the children die. You guys, I really have no face to show you. Of course I understand to some extent that this was forced upon you. But would you still have to get your hands bloody? Was it not that necessary to kill? Do you think those kids want you to be a bloody murderer? Just like kids don't want me to be a killer. I don't want kids to lose their lives. There was only one way. It's enough with just me to fall into hell. You don't want kids to lose their lives? Then are you saying when you kill someone you don't know, like Inori and Hamaguchi, they will lose their lives as well? Inori and Yamaguchi also have friends, family, and he said there some people you don't want them to die? Yeah, okay. Strange, Kenjo. My logic shouldn't be any different from yours, but you're getting heated, aren't you? The logic of a killer is the same as mine. What are you talking about? Does he care about them? Discard prime numbers for the majority. Isn't that what you said? I sacrificed the lives of 15 people and took the precedence over the lives of 100 cathedral children. Of course, that doesn't mean I'm allowed to commit murder. But Kenjo, you put Mikado Tomori and me in danger. The one who went saying the exact same thing. Wouldn't it be necessary to reconsider your stance at least once, Kenjo? And I know too well that I'm an ugly being. It won't be enough to go to the lower side, but it's enough to suffer, go to hell and die. But it's fine. Although I will not be able to meet those kids because I won't be able to live, I was able to save their lives with my sacrifice. Monokuma, you kept your promise? Of course! Even though Uehara's crime was revealed and in the verge of being executed, he still murdered as I ordered him to. Since the moment you killed Yamaguchi-kun, the children have already been released. The children? They are safe, right? Oh, are you curious? So, do you want to see the proof then? Video, please! As the court is darkened, there is a noise on the screen that appears from somewhere. What it showed was winter in the dark street. Less than... So it looked like elementary school students. It was the bodies of many children. Some parts have already been corrupted, deformed and transformed. There were kids whose bones began to appear. A child that its body had a broken shape that wasn't known to me. Only their small bodies were telling me that they were kids. Oh my god. He's gonna crash the fuck out. Hey, did you play the wrong video? Those clothes. Kana. That's Haruki. That hat was from Mitsuki. Uehara? No, Monokuma. How did this happen? You promised. Huh? Promise? Didn't I keep it? I definitely promised to release the kids. Have I ever told you I would let them be? Uehara, wake up! Scumbag. You, this is inhuman. How could you do this? Because I'm not human, but a bear. And Uehara-kun, don't be so sad. It's been a while since you've been dead anyway. Soon you'll meet them. Meet them? Yes, shouldn't we start soon? Execution time! I'll make you follow your kids, so be patient. Wait a minute, this is too much. I'm sorry, but I don't have much time either. I've got a busy schedule here. Now then, let's get started. I've prepared a very special punishment for Kenji Uehara, the ultimate priest. Oh my god. I kinda feel bad for him. Like, kinda. What was the execution? Is he going to be crucified? He's carrying a cross? Damn, okay. He carrying that cross. He carrying that burden. The what now? I'm not even gonna read that. He is being crucified. Bro! Is this allowed? Is that allowed? That's his execution? I mean, it makes sense, but okay. Push what? What? No, don't pull a Mikatsumiki on me. Oh my fucking god. I thought it was gonna be, like, actually reasonable. They pull a Mikatsumiki on me. Is he gonna smile because the children... No, because he's gonna see... No, that wouldn't make sense. Forget it. Mikatsumiki type shit. He was such a good priest. Adios and amen. This isn't fair. It's really too much. Uehara was killed, like Higa and Hatano, horribly executed. But Uehara didn't stay sane until the end. He couldn't protect the children because he was strict by Monokuma. In the end, he killed Inori and Yamaguchi for nothing. Without the devastating facts, Uehara's spirit was broken, executed thinking and recalling until the last minute. Kobazing, where are you going? This thing, called Monokuma. I won't be satisfied until I beat that thing. If you do that, you'll just die alone. Why don't you stay still? Yoo-hoo, that's right. If you're angry with me, you can't help it. Because it's you guys who did this, and I'm just following the rules. It's not a bad thing. You think you're so smart, Monokuma. Huh? I never intend to sympathize with the killer, but this time it seems a little different. You always say I, as the judge, should not participate in a trial, but in this case, you influenced the case itself, let alone the trial. According to Kinji Uehara, they were told that Taro would cause a commotion soon. Using that framework, Kenji Uehara was able to carry out the crime with ease. This is not a motivation level or anything like that. This is enough to call you an accomplice. Huh? Is it? Really? So what are you trying to say? What am I saying? That's what this side wants to say. What the hell do you want from us? What the hell do you want to do to us? If the purpose was to kill us, it would have been possible to annihilate all of us already. If that's not the case, it's also strange that they try to kill us by burying a murder like in the case of... Yeah, okay. There's no sense of purpose in your actions. What the hell are you after, while making us do all of this? Kinjo-kun, you idiot! Where in the world would a mastermind tell you its purpose, saying yes, this is it? Well, even if I wanted to tell you, it's not worth telling you guys. What do you mean? No big deal, just that I... hate you. What? Monokuma, hey! Monokuma who used to speak... Yeah, okay. Shouldn't you freeze up? That's great, let's just hit it this one time. Please calm down. Guys, let's go. Where are we going? Why so suddenly, Mikako-chan? There's no time, I'll explain it as we go. So where are we heading? To the warehouse. Oh, right! There are secret stairs in the warehouse. But we can't go down there anyway, right? Do you want to be honeycombed by that gun? What? Mikako died! Ah! She seems okay, though. Yeah, she's speaking Korean, just. Just fine. What happened? The machine gun doesn't react at all. I'm not sure, but I guess that means Monokuma was lying. Why don't we do the chores later and go in already? Damn. Okay. I don't think that was a lie. The machine gun is running properly. But it's not attacking us, right? Hey, a cold girl. You said you were going to explain as we go? What the hell is all this? I noticed for a while before the class trial started, but I only noticed it for a second. Now I can say for certain, Monokuma had a power outage. Power outage? While Monokuma was shutting down, all of the school's facilities stopped operating. That's why there's no problem with this machine gun here. Or like entering the bathroom of the opposite sex and other things. That sounds like paradise. Yeah, please ignore the pervert here and continue explaining. I've been investigating the secret stairs since I discovered it. I checked by throwing a barrel, but the machine gun reacted and responded. Wow, so it's safe because Monokuma is stopped now? But what happens when Monokuma suddenly starts running? We all together be honeycomb. Hey! However, this disguises an opportunity. We can finally check what's down here. That's fine and all, but how the hell did you know all that? You know the structure, but more than that, you know how Monokuma operates? Why now? You've been so good at talking and acting so far. Oh, we've experienced that already. When will the staircase end? How far are we going down? We're here. Here it is. Is this a dead end rather than a way out? I thought the exit wouldn't come up so easily. Apart from that, this room seems quite interesting. Prison is such deep underground. Is that it? Wow, you came. Before anything, well done. Monokuma, how did you move? Well, maybe I just pretended to step. What the heck? Putting that away. What are you talking about? Didn't I tell you? There was a terrifying creature trapped under the staircase. I just disposed of it a while ago. So if it weren't for me, you guys would have been in a terrible situation at that point. Dispose of it? There's no way. How? Huh? I thought you guys would come here sooner or later, so I transferred it. This is not the only prison here. I don't know what you are talking about, but in the end, you are saying there isn't an escape route here? Escape? You guys, did you really just came here hoping for a way out? Sorry, but there's no such thing. Okay, bro. I'm tired of you. I hate this. I hate it. I don't like to watch killing each other anymore. I want to leave. Let me out of here. No, please, someone save me. That's it. We can be more desperate. Okay, so that was chapter 3. This bear was just getting started. Oh my god, he always says this. Lamps below the betrayer. Wow! Survivors left? It's gonna be so empty. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's... Oh my god. Yeah. So, guys, I'm gonna save. And I'm gonna, end it here for now. Goodbye. This is too much.